Hey old friend, welcome to the last bullet journal plan with me video of this year. Maybe we'll do a reflection video at the end, but this is the last monthly spread of 2023 and it officially brings me to the end of 4 years of bullet journaling. It's still my go-to productivity method, still really helps neurodivergency, and we talk about it a lot in our coaching sessions. The theme for this month's video is carrying on the theme from last month's. For those of you who watched the video, who understood the story, thank you, big props. Please do continue sharing it with your networks because it's a message that's so important and pertinent to all of us, especially the people whose voices need to be amplified because they don't have the resources and the tools or the support to have their voices amplified. As you saw, we started backwards with the weekly planner where I did 7 spaces across a double page spread, one for each day of the week, and then an 8th space for things like reminders and reflections. Now you'll see here that I'm doing a meal planner for the first time, or at least one that I actually intend to use properly. And the reason why is because as we move into the new year, new me, new beginnings kind of goals approach, a lot of us end up having these grand ideas but then burn out quite quickly. And we're a big believer in long-term and sustainable changes, which means no time like the present. It gives me the whole month of December to trial out the goals that I kind of want to have for the new year, while I can still give it time to tweak and change it up if I need to. So the meal planner approach that I'm using here is quite a vague one where I just list what I'm intending to cook for each week, and I'm quite an easygoing person where I will quite happily eat the same thing for the entire week. Speaking about burnout, there is something that we are seeing a lot of with regards to the movement referred to in my previous video as well as here, and that is the experiences and the plight of the Palestinian people and what they're going through. A lot of us kind of jumped on to support and show our solidarity for Palestinians by going on the marches, by sharing social media posts, and by being really quite affected by it. And I'm seeing what's happening at the moment is a month and a half into it. Compassion fatigue is starting to set in, activist burnout is starting to set in, desensitization is happening, and sadly that is what occurs when the movement starts to burn out, and that's how power starts to be established again in the wrong hands. So I'm trying to work on spaces to reduce some of that compassion fatigue and creating safe spaces for people in which we do that by honoring the voices, by using our individual strengths. And the best way to think about that is to start with yourself. As you saw, I was doing a compassion tracker for 30 days where I kind of want to write down and list things that move me or that are story worthy or something that is related to the Palestinian cause, the good, the bad, the ugly, especially focusing on the good because we should be rehumanizing the cause. And that's where I kind of want to hold myself to account for 31 days of December, where I write down, actually keep a log of those things that I do see contributing towards that compassion and keeping that revived. As you can see here, I'm setting my goals for the month following my usual mind, body and soul method. And the subtitle here is, this month I will tackle compassion fatigue by, and I will set myself 3 pledges of what I intend to do for my mind, my body and my soul to ensure that I am still staying committed to the cause in the long term. Finally, we have the title page, which was inspired by the cardboard box packaging, as you can see, from a reed diffuser that one of my friends got me. And it was the theme of winter and autumn in gingerbread men, as you can see here. And there was something a little bit sad and dark about the way that I wanted to use this, because it was giving ideas of innocence and childhood and warmth and coziness, and as we know that's one of the things that is under attack severely in Palestine. The innocence and the childhood that is being lost is horrendous and really sad, and I wanted to find a way to still commemorate that in this month, so that years on by, when I look back at this journal, when future generations look back at this journal, they'll know that there was something here that was commemorating what was happening around the world at that time. So what I've done is use the key elements of the packaging, including the gingerbread cutout with the house shape, as well as that little border that you can see I'm gluing on now, followed by this packaging that I found from a cafe which had already started bringing in their Christmas themes. And at face value, you can see that these are in the shape of baubles, of Christmas tree decorations, but on the other side it was blank. So what I did was Sadly, they kind of inspired the shape of bombs, as you can probably tell. But what I wanted to do was commemorate the idea that we want to be setting ourselves alight with love and compassion and hope in these dark times. And I guess it was kind of like a strange, dark way of commemorating what is happening without taking away the atrocities, but in the same breath ensuring that we are still keeping that element of compassion being ignited within us. So you'll see the way that we end up honoring that in some ways. We then end the title page with a little love note to Palestine, and inside the gingerbread cutout I actually start mentioning the names of the heroes. Mortaza Zeza, for example, by Plestia, for example. These are some of the Instagram social handles of people who are on the ground, who are documenting everything that they possibly can with the resources that they have. And honestly, I just find that they are real icons of resilience and hope, and it's really important that their names were written down for me in this journal, just so I can commemorate and remember them for years to come. And that, my friends, is the rationale behind this month's December bullet journal spread. It's bittersweet, probably more bitter than sweet, but we have to have hope for the future. We have to continue fighting the good fight for the long term, and that means doing whatever it takes to increase your compassion. Whatever that is, do let us know in the comments. What do you do to ensure that you stay warm and that you stay humble and that you stay soft and compassionate? You know, I can't use that word enough. What is it that you do? Let us know in the comments. We wish you a wonderful holiday season and breaks from work, whatever it is that you are doing. And please do not forget to commemorate Palestinians in whatever way that you can, and ensure that we are still continuing to be their voices. So with lots of love, I will be signing out and leaving you to enjoy the rest of this video in peace. Enjoy the mindful vibes, and I'll see you on the next video.